and he plans on making this season just as exciting as the last. For any business inquiries such as show sponsorship, content, commercial production, or anything else, please contact Carter at catchingupwithcarter@gmail.com. That's catchingupwithcarter@gmail.com. Now, get ready for your show in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Hey, and welcome to an episode of Catching Up with Carter right here on Spotify, second year going. And real soon, ladies and gentlemen, I shall be on all the platforms. So hopefully by the end of August, I should be on Apple, iTunes, and many other things. And I should have a website as well as new business cards as well. So I'm trying to save some money. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I plan on getting there. And thank you for joining me for one of my podcasts. If this is your first time, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy it. Please follow me on Instagram and YouTube. It's a ketchup bottle, and it says Catching Up with Carter and Fam. Okay, so one of the things, for those that don't know me, one thing I've always respected and liked many forms of transportation, whether it be boats, planes, tricycles, you name it, right? Well, another one of those, obviously, is trains. And both my brother and my father have always been train-oriented. They love trains. And I've been growing up going to the Union Train Museum in Union, Illinois, which is super badass. And if you haven't been there, it's super cool. And you get a lot of opportunities, steam train rides, different events, really cool. Thomas's Train for kids. They also have many different trains in these buildings where you can go on, and they have them set up like it was at that time frame when they were running. It's very neat. We actually interviewed together. We interviewed a guy from them this year, right? I gotta remember. I gotta ask Peter. It was last year or this year. But yeah, so I always touch base with somebody that I met that takes photography of trains, and him and his father do it, and he's got a wide friend group of a lot of people. They chase trains of all kinds in this area, Iowa, Illinois, and have some amazing photos, and he knows so much about trains. So since I started podcasting, I interviewed him once, and then we did it again. I think this is going to be our 4th or 5th time. I'd like to check in with Peter and see what he's been up to, what's been going on with him, and what trains he's seen, where he's going, that type of stuff. And then also, I normally look up some news, and I have a lot, and a lot of it's kind of negative, but anyway, we're going to talk all things trains. So in a few minutes, we'll be back with Peter Moore, photographer and train extraordinaire, enthusiast. We'll talk to him soon. Can't wait. Psst, come here. Hey, yeah, you. Come here. Listen, I know that you know that guy, you know the guy that came out this last year back after 10 years, and now he's back. He's been back for 53 plus episodes, and 2024 is gonna be better. But listen, he works hard, this guy. They call him Carter. You know him. You remember his name. Anyway, I remember. Listen, Carter, he's looking for that content. So if you know a guest, or you're a guest, you're somebody that knows about a hobby or a crazy cool story or something just out of this world that other people should know about, he wants to know. Quit holding out. Hit him up an email, please, as soon as you can, at catchingupwithcarter@gmail.com. And don't mess up, there's no G in it. I know, he can't spell. catchingupwithcarter@gmail.com. Just send him an email. We want 2024 to be better. So let's get this content to us, okay? catchingupwithcarter@gmail.com. All right, back to the show. All right, welcome back. I got my friend, close friend, and photographer, train extraordinaire, Mr. Peter Moore on the phone. What's up, my dude?
Not much. What's up with you?
Oh, not much. We're trying to act like this is, I just called him because we've actually been talking for like 10 minutes. So there's a lot up with both of us. But, man, so last time we talked, Peter, it's been a while. So when's the last time we did a podcast? I should probably know that answer.
Oh, man.
It's been a while, right?
Like April, May.
Oh, we did do one this year then.
Yeah, because I did one when you were still in Rochelle. I was a guest, that'd have been like March, because I was a guest at your studio there in Rochelle before you moved, and we had the
Yeah.
Illinois Railway Union Train Museum
Yeah.
on the phone too as well.
That's right, and that's a cool moment that we shared right there. That was cool because I'm going to tell you the truth. Out of I have this will be 92 right here for podcasts, but I have done some with other people before that did not make it to Spotify. But that's because it was like different things about dates, and it wouldn't have made sense. But anyway, so I think I've probably only done like 5 or 6 in there out of 90. So not many people come in there. I mean, so I'm glad I did that with you, and the fact that we shared that together, because you're the train guru, and I love that Union Station, and I actually talk about it in the beginning. So if you listen to the podcast, you'll hear me talk about that place again. That's what we talked about, which is dope. I have not made it there, and I want to go there this summer, but the summer's already like over now.
Well, they're still going. I know. They're still going till, I think, September. They start cutting down their hours. I think it is. Well, usually it's about Labor Day, and they start cutting their hours. I think it's like weekends and then a few weekdays. I mean, they keep going all the way up through December, but it's only as
limited day, right?
Further in the year, the days get less and less.
So, yeah, no, you're right, and he did mention that too. And I need to touch back with him, and we should try to figure something out, because I remember they have that car show. Did that already pass? Because I like that car show.
I believe that already happened, but I think that you could go online.
Look, yeah.
Too, and look, I'm not sure they haven't even done their. They're supposed to do their showcase weekend. That hasn't happened yet either.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's cool. I gotta look that up and see, because one of these days, if I can get there with my kids, I'd like to. I think they love that, because they like trains, but going on them, they'll really like that. Okay, so I got a whole sheet. So hopefully you can make through and my daughter doesn't wake up. But I have a whole sheet of stuff I want to talk to you about. So on my notes for you specifically, one thing I was lucky, last year I went to Peter's birthday. That was the first one I've been to. Well, that was the first year I met him, to be honest. I think that might have been where I first met you, right? I hadn't even met you yet. And I met you at your birthday.
Yep.
That was
the first time.
And it rained out, and it wasn't the greatest day. He had a bad weather, I think, right? Wasn't it rainy last year?
Yeah, it was raining in the morning, which made it all kind of muggy.
Well, this year he was blessed. It was a nice day, and had a good time. And I just I enjoyed that myself, and my kids did too. And I was mad I didn't meet some other people, because my kids were ready to go, and I wanted to stay longer because I'd love to mingle with your trained folk. So I want to meet more of your people, and I didn't get a chance to do that, because I definitely, one of these times I want to see if we can meet like 3-4 of your people and have you meet me in my house, and we'll just all sit around the table and have like a bunch of us talk. Why not? Like I'd love to hear everybody's little story. But what I was gonna say though, the other thing is something I thought was really cool. I don't know if Peter liked it or not. I already told him once. But one day I met the mother of my children, and we were doing a swap, and we met at the Rochelle Train Park. And Peter had been there the night before. But so I'm outside, I'm playing with my son, and this kid comes, I don't know, he's probably 13, 14, and he walks up and he said hi, and we get to talking, and he said, you from around here? And I said, yes, I used to live there, blah, blah. And I said, are you? And he said, no, we flew in from San Diego. I was like, really? I said, for what? He said, to come here. I said, you flew from San Diego to Chicago to just come to the Rochelle Train Park? He said, yeah. And he said, you know what was even cooler? Is I've been following a guy for over a year on YouTube, and I actually met him here. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, his name's Peter Moore. I was like, what? I thought that was so cool. You know what I mean? To think somebody so far away was following you, and he literally just by chance met you there. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you his name, and I know we probably both look bad. I'm sorry, but he was speaking good stuff about, loves your footage, loves your photos, everything. He even said he listened to the podcast.
Yeah, I get viewers all over the place. It's funny you said that, because I hadn't told you. Last time I was at the railroad park, which was after I went to the Oregon, the new train park. I don't.
You told me about that, but I haven't seen it.
Well, to mention, I'll get back to that in a second. But anyways, went to Rochelle afterwards, and later on I ran into a guy all the way from Los Angeles, California, and he knew who I was. He goes, "Are you Peter Moore, the Terrain King?" I go, "Yeah," because I didn't
Who's asking?
And he's like, "Yeah, I follow you." I was like, "Oh, well, nice to meet you." And then he didn't have a YouTube channel. I was explaining how you can make one and stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought that was crazy. Somebody from all the way from Los Angeles, California.
Did you take a selfie with him?
I did not.
Oh, wow, Peter.
I should have. But
I know.
When the trains pop up, train popped up, and then when I looked away, he was already leaving. So.
Hey, that was still cool, though. Yeah, some moments happen like that. It's like for a reason.
I wish, because me, I'm a photo guy. Not just, I like not just great photography, like getting a good photo. I like also taking photos, for memories and stuff. And I wish I did. That would have been so cool. That was, sometimes it works that way where you don't always get the photo. There's been times where I've been out photographing and it's like, man, if I was there 2 seconds sooner,
yeah,
I could have got a really good photo. Sometimes it's all about timing.
A lot of times, yeah.
But anyways, back to what I was going to say is, there's this place in Oregon. I can't remember the name of the road, and I shared it a while back in my group.
So that's close to me. I'm not far from there.
It's not. It's actually kind of the bridge. It's an old bridge. Early 1900s? An old wooden bridge. It's like one of the few left. There's only a few left around.
There's a wooden bridge nearby?
That's where the park is. It's a wooden street bridge that goes over the Burlington Northern Santa Fe. It's a very old wooden bridge that traffic still goes across. Decent amount too. And my friend of mine, he does a lot of like farming and landscaping type stuff, and he made a train park over there. Knocked some stuff out down there and made a train park. There's a fire pit and some chairs out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta scope this. In Oregon, Illinois?
Yeah.
That's close to here, dude.
It's not too far from the big park.
Mix Park?
That people go. What'd you say?
Is it Mix? The one it's kind of by the roadhouse?
No, it's not too far from. I'm trying to think of the name of the park. It has, when you go through the park, you like kind of drive through a little bit of water.
Oh, White Pines.
Yes, it's not too far from there. So if you're coming from the road, leaving Oregon, heading to White Pines, you turn off before there.
Oh, I know where you're talking about because I saw a train there.
And it's an old wooden bridge, and they made a train park, so it's open. They have the open house every year. It's always usually it's the first Saturday. I want to say it's the first Saturday always in July. They have open house there, and they have like food and stuff that grill out and all that. It's free. You can make a donation and stuff if you like, because he takes care of it all the time. He's got like kind of did some like gardening and stuff over there too. It looks really nice. I took some photos.
Nice.
And it's an old wooden bridge. I don't know the exact year, but I know it's a very, very early 1900s. It's over 100 years old. Way over 100 years old bridge. And it actually separates the Oregon and Mount Morris. It separates both towns, that bridge does.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be on my little list of things to do because I'm not far from there at all. I drive this area all the time. I love it. All right, so let me get on here. So I got a lot of questions for you, okay? So another thing that happened since the last time he and I have done a podcast is he told me, he said, hey, I'm going to be in Leaf River. There's a steam train coming through. But I didn't catch it. I tried to catch it, but I had to go get my kids or something, and I had to figure something out, and it was late, and so I didn't get to do that. Did you get some good photos of it?
I did. I actually started. It ended up having a lot of problems, so I started in Kirkland. It was supposed to come I think it was like 9 o'clock or something in the morning. It was like 2 hours late, and then I got got him there, and then I got him again at Davis Junction, Illinois. And then they ended up having problems again, so they got through Byron, but when they got between Byron and Leaf River, they ended up hitting a tree branch. So they had to stop, take a look, make sure everything was okay. They got going again, and then it was after Leaf River they hit a branch, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then traffic was crazy. Normally I can get a train multiple times. The next time I got him, and I ended up getting a video of him like as I'm coming up to the gates because I got stopped at the gates. He was going through Lanark. I mean, traffic was ridiculous. It was so bad. It was a couple miles long. I mean, it was just everybody was out. People from all over the country was out there chasing this thing. I mean, there was people that started their chase. I know some friends of mine, they started the chase in Minnesota and chased it all the way down. And some people chased it all the way down to like close to Mexico because it went all the way down to Mexico. And
they got some good photos.
Savannah, and I got them going over a swing bridge over the Mississippi River in Sebula, Iowa.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting them again because they were going back to Canada. I went on vacation for Iowa for my reunion.
That's right.
And when I was coming back, they were making their return trip. So I laid over in Savannah the night before because I was on my way back, and I chased them along the Mississippi River, got them going through Sebula, Iowa, and then they went through the street. If you ever been to Bellevue, Iowa, the CPKC, they go through the middle of the road like a street running.
Right.
So we got them there street running, and then got them in Dubuque, Iowa. So it was a fun chase. Some people went all the way and got them in Minnesota. Chased them all the way up to the Twin Cities, and it was a fun chase. It was a really cool steam engine. That was the first time I ever seen that steam engine.
How many have you seen, you think?
That's a good question. Well, are we counting just like
not the museum?
Like that, or are we talking about like in a museum?
Not a museum. How many have you seen loose, wild?
Let's see. I've seen the Canadian Pacific steam engine. I've seen the QJ, which is on Iowa Interstate owns. I've seen that a couple times. So that's two. I've seen Big Boy, which is coming out this year to Rochelle. People that
that's
don't know
right. Is that September?
Yeah, it'll be Rochelle the weekend after Labor Day. So the first weekend in September, it will be at Rochelle. From what's being told as of right now, there's no times estimated. We don't know times yet. From when my understanding is it's going to come to Rochelle Friday at some point, and it'll stay in Global 3, and on Saturday it'll be on display for people to go in there and photograph.
In Rochelle?
I'm sorry. Saturday it'll be going to Rochelle, and Sunday it'll be on display at Global 3. And then Monday they're going to take off. And there's no times yet on when they're coming in and when they're leaving. But
Global 3.
That's the UP yard. They call that Global 3. That's the used to be an old intermodal yard. Now it's all freight now.
I want to see that.
That's over there by Del Monte.
Okay.
Over there, that's where it's going to be.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So let me know when you're going there, because if you're going there that day, I might try to swing.
I may be just going Monday. If I got to work Monday, I'm going to go before work and chase, because maybe I'll go Sunday. I don't know. I'd rather get it moving than just sitting. And I'm not going to see it Saturday because I'll be at the Lena Fall Festival. So.
Oh, Lena, huh?
Yeah,
I haven't been to Lena in a while. Lena's a pretty down.
I like it because the fair's right there and the railroad tracks are right there. So.
Man, that might be another thing we link up at, because I got a free invitation to come check out this farm on a UTV right down in Lena. No, it's in Elizabeth.
Yeah,
it's in Elizabeth, but still, it's not far away.
Well, what's cool is they got a Ferris wheel, and they stop up there. It'd be really cool if you got to time it just right. It'd be perfect. But it'd be cool to be up on the Ferris wheel and the train going by.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyways, so I seen Big Boy. I also saw the nickel plate steam engine. It came on the Iowa Interstate. I saw that in Robbins, Illinois, which is close to Blue Island, Illinois.
That's the one I haven't heard in a while.
I saw that. That was my first steam engine I saw, was the nickel plate. I haven't
seen one that looks like that.
That steam engine actually is at the Fort Wayne, Indiana Museum, but they sometimes leave the museum and go on excursions, and that came out this way. It went excursions all day, all week that weekend. I think that was I want to say that was 2018 when that happened, and that went from Blue Island to Joliet, and it went back and forth like all day long, and that was really cool to see. And then that was the only other one that I seen. It wasn't really moving, but it was being towed. Was the hospital train, because as you know, in Silvis, they're right now building two more. They're just as big as or pretty darn close to being as big as the Big Boy.
Okay.
The UP steam engines. They came all the way out from out west, and they UP hauled it for a while, and then they gave it to Iowa Interstate, and they took them to Silvis. I don't know if you remember my photos I took. It went to Silvis. They were towing two huge steam engines. Right now they're still building, but those at some point will be coming out and running once they get those fixed and built. And then that's pretty much it. Besides like going to like museums and seeing them move, like Union, or they got one in Indiana I went to, and then Hoosiers Museum in Indiana. And then
dang, that'd be dope too. I haven't been there either.
And then they had the Heisler steam engine, which I actually got to drive that steam engine.
Is that photo?
Yep.
That's sick.
That was the one that I photographed. That was actually just me sitting inside at Mendota recently for their railroad days.
Oh, I missed that too.
I'm talking, the past photo I think I sent you a while back.
Yeah.
But the one that I'm talking about is actually in Freeport. At the Silver Creek Museum.
I've never been there either.
It's actually on Old Milwaukee Road rails, and they have a Heisler steam engine, and that they run, and they what's it? I'm trying to think. I think the last run, they have one more run. Well, they have two more runs. They'll have a run for Labor Day weekend, which is normally Sunday and Monday. They'll have the steam engine running. And then they'll have the steam engine running in August during Tractor Days. I don't know when Tractor Days is in Freeport, because it's always different every year. You'd have to look online, but they'll have the Heisler steam engine running during that time too, because they do a tractor pull over there too. And I've never seen a tractor pull. That's actually been on my list. But anyways, they'll run that, and they'll run the steam engine on Labor Day, and then they'll also have train running, but they won't have the steam engine. They'll have like a little yellow unit they have, and they'll have the haunted train ride that comes up in October. They run the last 3 weekends in October. They have a haunted train ride, which is really cool because it's different every year, and it's the only haunted train left around here, because Union used to have one, but they don't have it anymore. So they're the only one that has it now is Freeport. They're the only one that has the haunted train ride, at least around here in Illinois.
I know you told me that last time, and I saw that, and I wanted to go. I wanted to take my stepkids so bad. That looks so sick. I'm totally down with that. Okay, let me just ask a random question. What's the purpose of the steam train? Is it only for for train fans, or is there a real purpose of running one? Because it seems like, is it really convenient to have one?
I mean, yeah, it does, because people, in a way they profit, because people ride on the cars too, on the train. I don't know if they're going to do that with Big Boy since they're going to be on display, but sometimes some of these steam engines, there's people actually inside them riding them, and like the CP one, it wasn't like it was workers, it wasn't like guests, you know what I mean? But like the 1 year Big Boy, they were actually guests on the train, you know what I mean? And with the profits, like the holiday train, people actually ride the train. I mean, it's profit. And two, if they're like for Rochelle at the they're gonna have like a bunch of stuff like people can buy, like Big Boy shirts and stuff like that. So in a way, the people are they're profiting, so in a way they're profiting too, like I said, they're technically, if you think about it, they're advertising the railroad,
Right.
No. So in a way, it's all profit,
Right.
They're advertising. It's like marketing,
Right. That's what I thought. That's why I figured that's what it was for. That's what I was getting at. But I don't know. I don't have high hopes for Rochelle for that train park. I'm very disappointed in it. I tried to be involved with them before, and I don't care if they're listening, but I just feel they don't use it like they could, and I feel like there's so much profit loss, and I don't know. There's so many people that go there, dude. It's crazy.
The problem with the Rochelle Railroad Park, don't get me wrong, it's a great place to have like birthday get-togethers and stuff like that, like I do.
Right, that was cool. Yeah.
The thing about it is, it used to be business owned instead of is it the county that owns it?
City or something. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or well, whoever, when they took it over, they kind of changed a lot of things. Some things good, some things bad. But one of the negative things about there is railroad. One of the things is railroad days. It's mainly for like little kids, and it used to be for everybody. They used to make it where it was for not just the little kids, but for everybody. Like they even had locomotives on display. UP had locomotives on display. I don't know if you remember that.
Well, I remember it being much bigger. The celebration was. I remember that because I went to it one time.
To me, they've got every year. I hate to say this, but it seems like they've gotten cheaper about it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know too if it has to do with all the repairs they've been doing in the last couple of years, because they, as you know, they redid the whole, like, the windows were done one year, and then they did the porch for like people with wheelchairs. They did all that, and then they redid the bathrooms, and then they redid all the siding, and then they added food and stuff in there and new stuff. My only thing that I don't like about Selections is they used to have more stuff. Like they used to have a huge movie collection. They used to have better T-shirts. A lot of the T-shirts they have, they really don't have anything. Like they used to have like Burlington Northern. Did they? Like they used to have all kinds of stuff. They used to have like all the heritage units, like that EP has, like shirts. They really don't have that. And a lot of the stuff they have, it's like this isn't even. Why? What's this about?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. I met the lady that ran it one time, and I was trying to talk to her about stuff, and she's like, "You just have to look at the event page." And I'm like, okay, whatever.
And then the other thing that's weird about there is they're not open on Sundays, and that's a weekend. Mm-hmm. And they had to do that because I know the lady. I'm pretty good friends with her.
Oh, oops.
The lady at that works at the railroad park. She's the only one that works there. They used to have another.
Oh, she's nice. The older lady.
Person. Yeah, they used to have another guy that worked the weekends, and then she would work some days, because they used to be originally. They were only closed on Tuesdays. That was the only day that they were closed. Then they went to, I think, like 2 days. Now, since she's the only one working, now they're all Sunday. They're closed Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And I'm thinking, like, I get it maybe in the wintertime, maybe not being as many days, but it's like in the summertime and stuff, it's like you're going to get a lot of people. Why aren't you open more? You should get another part-timer. But they don't seem to be too... motivated.
No, dude. When we literally lived next to that place, dude. I told you that before. We lived right there for over a year. We lived there, and I saw all kinds of cool shit. I wish I would have known you then, because you would have been at my house all the time, because I literally was the house next to the train tracks. But anyway, they had this cloud, whatever it's called, like it's cotton candy or whatever, food truck there one time, and they had another one, and that thing was packed. And I was like, dude, why don't they do that all the time? Because if they had like a little easy cafe in there, they would make money, because there's people there all the time. And I see them bringing food from other places because there's nothing else offered. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about snacks. I'm talking about like actual sandwiches and shit. And I think they're losing out. But anyway, let's not waste too much time on Rochelle, because there's so much more out there. But, okay. And the last time me and Peter met, actually, I have a question for him. He told me, he said, hey, I'm in Leaf River. I have a problem. I lost a bolt to my tripod. I'm like, oh no. And he said, there's a heritage unit coming through. You want to come down to help me? So I was like, yeah. So I went down there. I brought a bucket of bolts. None of them worked, damn it. Did you ever find the bolt?
I did not, but I ended up, that tape that you gave me didn't stay on. So I actually got it works.
Dang it.
It works, and it works. I got black duct tape, so it blends in with my tripod. You wouldn't even tell it's on there. Like, you can't tell unless you actually go up to it and, like, grab it. It blends right in. So I just, like, I might as well just keep this for now until I get a better one. But yeah, right now, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I had to duct tape it, for now. But never found it. But back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so that was just my question. I had that wrote down. I have a lot of little notes. Now, I decided to go ahead and look up, like, rail news, but I'll be honest. Every single thing I wrote down is negative. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of derailments, and I didn't even know there was one in Madison, Illinois, back in, it says June. 25 Canadian National Freight Train. But then there was one that was just kind of bad, but there's no injuries. Where was that at? Oh, Hazmat, July 5th. It says CPKC in North Dakota. 29 cars, ammonia, methanol, and plastic pieces.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that one. I've heard about a couple. I heard the CPKC. I heard when it actually was when I was in Iowa, my family reunion. They had one, I'm trying to remember, it was in Iowa, it was in, like, southern Iowa. So, as you know, most railroads, I think I've talked this in one of the other podcasts, is railroads have to have what's called PTC. Have you seen the movie Unstoppable where the train took off?
Yeah, with Denzel Washington?
Right.
Yes, it's been a while since I've seen it, though.
PTC in the locomotive, and when the light's red, it'll stop the train, like it automatically will stop. So if the unit doesn't have PTC, it can't lead. It's got to be trailing. But branch lines don't need signals because there's no other trains, you know what I mean? It's just that one train. Well, I guess from what I'm understanding, because I've never been in that section of Iowa, they have like a hill up there and it's a branch line. From what I understood, the brakes weren't working, and of course, they don't have, PTC and all that. Well, the train went down the hill and derailed.
Oh my God!
Destroyed. Actually, if you go on one in my group, that I actually shared the photos. The one was a CP Jeep, and it was actually an ex-Milwaukee Road / Shoe Line unit, so it had a lot of history to it too, which kind of stunk. But the crew was fine, but the unit was damaged to like no repairs. Like basically, it was totaled. And
dang.
So they've been having a lot of derailments because they had another one recently. Was that in Iowa? The Union Pacific just had one. I just shared the other day because I was at work, so I've been missing a lot of the train news. I've been late to the news, And yeah, they just had one in Iowa. Was that 2 days ago? They had an intermodal derail.
I didn't even
NSF had one recently in Minnesota. The Z train that goes from St. Paul, Minnesota to Chicago derailed. Was that over by? I think it was. Don't quote me on the town, but I want to say was it St. Cloud, Minnesota? I think it was the name of the town.
Oh yeah, I know where that is. Yeah.
Derailment recently in the last week or two.
Man, it makes me think too, Peter, because a lot of times me and the kids will walk up, pretty close, because I take pictures of graffiti. I haven't in a long time, but, I'm out in Rochelle, and I used to see them. The trains do go by here a lot in Leaf River, but, it's Canadian Pacific, right?
Yeah. But in Leaf River, yeah, it's CPKC.
So, I have a question that I just wanted to ask, because it just happened a few moments ago. I don't know if you heard it, but why do they honk so much in Leaf River, dude? Like they do it at like 2-3 in the morning, and I don't know what happened, but my daughter never was bothered by it. And I don't know if it was because we heard it all the time in Rochelle, but now that we're here, when it goes off, she runs to me like afraid of it, and they honk. Like right now, it's 1:30, dude, so like 1:15, they honk like 10 times. Why?
They're just blowing through the crossings because there's like one, two. I think there's 2 crossings by you.
Yeah, but
and then you might be hearing multiple trains because, like I said, with that line, they like to run all their trains at night. There's hardly many during the day, but that'll probably change because, as you know, that line's going to be increasing with traffic.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, they already added a train. So the last time I talked to you, they were running. they ran a freight from that's been always since CP had it. They've always ran this. They ran a train from Nahant, Davenport to Chicago. You know, in Bensonville there.
Yeah.
And then they when they merged, I think you probably saw my photos. I got the intermodal. They were running from Mexico to Bensonville.
Nice.
And then Bensonville to Mexico, and then they were running ethanol. Ethanol was added on, and because they used to run, then they were going a different route. Now they're back. They're added back on, so you can get a couple ethanol trains a day. And then they started running grain trains too on there. I don't know where the grain trains are going. I'm not sure where those are coming from. Myself, I'd have to ask somebody with more detail. But the sand, then they started running sand trains. And I think about a year ago, they started running a sand train that goes from Chicago to Marquette, Iowa. They started running sand trains. Well, here recently, and I have yet to catch this train, they started running an autorack train now through there. So now that's another train added. And then they also, I think I told you, they started running a local instead of the freight stopping because they're starting to increase traffic. They run a local that goes from Savannah to Pingree, so they'll work Savannah, Byron, Davis Junction, Pingree, and then go back. And when they first started running that train, it ended up having KCS power, and then I think I talked about this last time. It went to the Byron nuclear plant. I found because that's very rare. They only run the nuclear plant like a couple times a year.
Yeah, I want a photo there. I told you that.
So to actually forget that was awesome. But anyway,
my dad has one. He told me
more and more trains. There's some more trains that'll be added because from what I understood, you could be anywhere from a dozen to 20 trains, and it used to be only like 2-3 trains a day. Now it's going to be way more than that, and it's going to keep adding as the years go. As we keep going more and more down the road, more and more is going to be added. And if you've seen someone share in my group, they've been putting cement ties and adding a new siding over there between Fairdale and Monroe Center.
Oh, no.
They've been adding another siding. They've been doing work over there. It's been going on for about 3-4 months now. And, they're extending sidings because they're going to get more traffic, so they're going to need more sidings. So,
dude, I'm trying to get somebody from that tornado, by the way.
You said what?
I'm trying to get somebody that was there during that tornado that happened. When was that? What year was that when they had the tornado in Fairdale?
Oh, was that 2012?
I think you're right, dude.
2014, 2013?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
2015? No, 2014 and 2015, I'd say. Somewhere in there.
Somebody tagged somebody because I posted in the Ogle County page, What's Up Ogle County, looking for that. And somebody said that they had been in it. So I have to get a hold of that person. I got a lot of podcasts coming, folks, so be ready. I got some good ones. All of them. I love every single one. Even the ones with Peter, I love doing. I can't wait to do some more stuff with them. Now I've had a couple opportunities now that we've been around trains, finally. I haven't chased with them, but it's in my plans. I told him that I'm winning the Mega Millions tonight, and I'm going to hire him full-time as my photographer. So we're going to make that happen. All right, let's go back to my notes because it's getting a little late, but it's at 40 minutes, so we're going to talk a little bit longer. So a few other things I wrote down it says Canadian rail strike likely in late August. What will that do? What does that do? Does that mean Canadian Pacific, or does that mean just in Canada?
I actually am not sure. That's the first I've actually heard of that. That's a good question.
Dude, I'd go on Google and there's all these.
See, I have not been educating very well lately.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I mean,
you're actually sharing new stuff to me that I'm gonna have to go digging into.
Yes.
Kind of work and life kind of sometimes prevent you from your hobbies and stuff like that.
Absolutely, dude. What? So. I get it, Peter, dude. You know what? I got lucky for a little while there. My kids are number one. My family's number one always, folks. So remember that. Podcasting is number two. But so I get it. This is the first one I've done all week, and I think I got one last week, and then I had 2 weeks without any. So I understand what you're saying, and it's okay because I like to, I talk about some things. You talk about the photo side and what you've seen, and I like to bring some things up that other people might not know or would be interested in. So it's okay. It's just something I like doing my shows like a radio show. We talk a little bit about everything, but anyway, okay. So a few other things. Let's see here. 14 Union Pacific cars derail in North Little Rock. And then it says James E. Straight's Carnival Show makes last run. Wonder where that's at. And then New Jersey Transit traps commuters for hours with no AC. You there?
Yeah, that's interesting.
And, okay, the last one I got. Well, there was a derailment in Adrian, Michigan, with a runaway car. What does that mean? A runaway? How does it just? It's like, how does it go? What does that mean?
Where was this at?
Adrian, Michigan. That just happened. I think that was like maybe.
I don't know where that is, to be honest. I'm assuming it's got to be Canadian. I don't know. If it's not a short line, it's got to be Canadian National, because they're the only Class 1 railroad that goes up there. I mean, besides there's a couple short lines, but I don't. Well, runaway car is probably somebody that put the brakes on it when they. The only way I can think of is they didn't put the brakes on it when they unhooked it. The cars went rolling. That's the only thing I could think of.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on.
I'm just assuming. I don't know. I don't know if the car was like, if it was on a train or if it was just cars that were on a track and then somebody didn't apply the brakes before they left. Then that's a rolling car. But I don't know. It could have been too where they maybe a car came unhooked. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Okay, so this is 17
details. All I could do is assume.
17 hours ago. Okay, train derails in Adrian, Michigan, releasing pressurized carbon dioxide. Cleanup is still underway after a train derailed Adrian, Michigan on Friday morning. The train track intersections at Maumee Street, Beecher Street, Church Street. I've been here 24 years and we've never had any major derailments. Said this is the first time ever. The derailment happened at Beecher Street, 8 a.m. Authorities say one of the train cars leaked pressurized carbon dioxide, but there was no threat to surrounding community. Two railroad companies were involved. Said the derailment occurred at the intersection of the Norfolk Southern Line, which runs kind of on the northeast to southwest line, and the Adrian Blissfield line. What's that mean? Oh, they declined to comment.
Okay.
Yeah. So it says Norfolk train was occupying a crossing in Adrian, Michigan, when a rail car from another railroad improperly entered the crossing and struck the Norfolk Southern train, causing 10 rail cars from Norfolk Southern train and a short lines rail car to derail.
Wow.
No danger to the public.
I forgot. Yeah, Norfolk Southern is up there. I forgot. They got a line that goes up north. Not very busy.
They got a video of it. Whoa, that is trippy, yeah. Yeah, it's just, everything's just leaking out.
Michigan's one of them places, like, if I visit, it'd be like a one time and that's it. Because there's not, as a person, if you're, like, trying to see trains, it's one of the places you go see once, and then you'd be good, kind of deal. I mean, because there's not a lot of trains up there. I mean, there is, but it's not very busy, if that makes sense. If you're trying to see a lot of trains, it's not very busy up that way. Canadian National runs up there. The only good place that I would recommend going, if you're going to go to Michigan, would be Durand. They got a rail cam there. CN crosses CN there, and there's a short line too there. But yeah, there's not much going on there. The only other thing that would be really cool to see, which would be the reason I'd go up there and then probably go to Durand after, is, I think I mentioned before, is they have a museum up there. I don't remember the name of the town, but they have a steam engine there, and it's the steam engine. It's called the Pre-Marquette, and it's the steam engine that was in the Polar Express movie.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, they run a holiday train in December too up there with the Christmas train, and that's been I don't think I'm going to get to it this year due to funds, but next I keep saying that next year, but at some point I want to get up and see that because that's really cool, and I don't know if they're going to use that steam engine or not. But that they're coming out with the Polar Express 2 movie, so I don't know if they're going to use that steam engine again or if they're going to use a different one. But they are, those of you that like the Polar Express movie, they are coming out with a sequel to that movie.
Right. No. Yeah. I don't. I did hear that. I think you told me that. As a matter of fact.
But yeah, that would be really cool to see. Just to say, hey, that was in the Polar Express. Just like I would love to go to isn't it London? I think London, England, where it's at. They have the steam engine that was in the Harry Potter. That would be really cool to see. If you're a big Harry Potter guy.
I love Harry Potter. What?
There,
yeah.
That would be cool to see.
Quit playing. I definitely, yeah, absolutely. I 100% love. I love Harry Potter, dude. Yeah, I like that the Fantastic Beasts or whatever it's called too. I like that too. But okay, so the only other note I have on here is, and it's kind of sad too. It's a former Kansas City Southern CEO Ottens May died.
You said who? Sorry.
Ottens May? I don't know. Some former CEO of Kansas City Southern.
From Iowa Interstate?
It says Kansas City Southern.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a CEO. I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he died. I don't know who that is. But yeah. I did hear about that for CPKC.
Yeah, maybe.
I heard about him dying. He was not that. From what, because I don't know if you know this, but he's the guy that was part of he was one of the people that made the CPKCS merge together. He was part of that.
Oh, dang, so he's a big deal.
Yeah, so he passed away. He was not, I want to say, don't quote me, I want to say maybe 50s. He was not that old.
No, he didn't look old in the picture.
Did they say what he died of? I never caught what he actually died of. I don't know if it was what it was, but I don't know if you have that written down or not.
I don't have it written down, but I'm going to look it up right now.
But there's another CEO that died. Actually, I'm trying to think of his name, but they made a locomotive actually that to honor one of the CEOs.
Oh, that's cool.
I saw that on the Iowa Interstate when I went on vacation. 2 days later, after I saw that locomotive that honored the CEO. He died 2 days later after I photographed that.
Oh, really?
He died at 101 years old.
And you got a picture of him?
No, not a picture of him, but a picture of the locomotive, because they have like his
down
below, like right below the window of the locomotive, they have his name. Just like UP's got a couple of them. They have one that's like got guys named John Givens. I actually got that last year at Rochelle, but it honors some of their like CEOs and stuff like that. But yeah, I was honoring him. I'm trying to remember his name. It's kind of getting late at night, so I'm kind of and I've been working all day. I'm having one of the moments where forgetting. Yeah. Anyways, he died at 101 years old. Next time I'm on the podcast, I'll have to remember that and write it down and remember, because I'll forget. But next time we do one, I'll re-mention that about what the guy's name was. And stuff, and do some more digging into this. But
I'm looking, and
he was 101 years old. I know that for a fact, and he was a CEO for Iowa. There's been two CEOs that have died recently. One was from like I said, he was KCS, but now it's CPKC. He was one of the people that made all that happen. There was many people that made it happen, but he was a part of that. So that was definitely a big deal here, CEO passing, because he was part of that merging together.
Yeah, and this one said he was 67, but I just looked at 12 articles, and each one of them is basically the same, and none of them are saying cause of death.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, yeah, he was not that old, and the other guy, he was really old. I mean, 101 years old, that's a pretty good life.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's old. So, okay, so wrapping this up, tell me, we have to talk about something, because another thing that happened to Peter, he's had some bad luck too, I swear. Over the last year, he's gone through some stuff. But he is badly, something happened to his damn Facebook, right? So, didn't your YouTube too, didn't you lose all that for a little while?
Yeah, I had to get a whole new, so yes, I have a new, the Facebook group's still the same, but if you're wanting to follow me, I have a new YouTube channel. It's pretty much the same thing, but I add a little twist to it. So it's the Train King 2.0 is my new YouTube channel. So those of you that are interested and want to follow, what had happened is actually that day that you came for my birthday party, which actually that I wanted to mention earlier was a really big turnout. It was my biggest turnout I've had. There was 50 people all together that showed up. Only 6 of those were family members. The rest were all friends.
Dang, that's cool,
yeah.
Peter.
And that wasn't even everybody, but every year it seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But yeah, because I started out I've been having this get together for 5 years, and I started out with like 6-7 people, and every year it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And now I had 50. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So I had my tripod out there, and if you remember, it was kind of a windy day, a little bit of a windy day out there. And I had my tripod out there, and it wasn't, I guess, fully in the ground. I didn't notice it, and I was, visiting. Well, the wind blew my tripod over, and my phone hit the concrete, and it did. I had a cover and everything and a screen protector, and it didn't break it, but it did something to it was enough force that it did something to the inside of the phone. It knocked something loose, and it broke it. And
dang it!
I actually didn't have a phone for like 40 some hours because I didn't get a phone till my birthday. So I got hacked a couple years ago on my old email, and it was set up. My Facebook and my YouTube was set up to my old email, so I couldn't change it. I didn't remember my password, so I couldn't change my password because the only way to do that was through my email, because you can do it 2 ways, phone or email. Well, I had to set it through my email. Well, my email got hacked 2 years ago, so I had to get a whole new email. Well, I couldn't change it, so I had to get a whole new Facebook, a whole new Snapchat, and a whole new YouTube channel.
That's annoying, dude.
My group stayed the same because I was I have admin. I was able to just add myself. My own self was an admin in my group, and I was fine. I didn't have to change.
That's right.
Which my group is actually climbing. I think the last time I told you I had like 700 some members or something. Now I'm close, almost to 900 members.
Yeah, so that's good.
And still climbing. Slowly, but it's climbing, and I'm not really looking to get like thousands of people. I rather have a good amount of people and be positive than have 1,000 and some people and then be nothing but drama. In my group. But if you want to join, or anyone that's listening and wants to join, more than welcome to. It's Peter's Midwest Peter's Midwest Heads Up 2.0 photography group. I changed the title a while back.
I didn't know that. Dude, I got to make a post. It's been a while. I was just thinking if I just have my daughter and have some gas tomorrow, I'm going to go to some of these places we talked about tonight.
Well, those of you that wondered why I changed it, well, it wasn't just a photography group, but a Heads Up. Well, there's a group that people use called Midwest Heads Up, and I made it a 2.0 because there's a lot of people, unfortunately, in the hobby. Not everybody's like that. There's always a bad bunch in any type of hobby or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's always that, bad apple.
Bad basket.
Yeah. Well, there's some people in this hobby that like to cyberbully or cause drama or spread rumors and that's what was going on in this group. It was just nothing but drama and nonsense, and nothing was getting done about it. Or people were playing favoritisms and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? And somebody's like, you got a respectable group. Can we make? Somebody asked. Multiple people started messaging me, over a week span, and then finally I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. How about we make it a photography and a Heads Up, so if anybody knows if there's good trains coming in area, somebody will post about it.
Yes.
So that's what we did.
Which you already were doing anyway, technically.
And it's not just trains in there. As you've probably seen, people have done cloud cover photos,
sunsets,
recently graffiti photos. Michael, as I think we mentioned this person before, his name's Michael Chunko. He shares a lot of graffiti photos in my group.
He takes good photos in general. I've seen some photos of flowers and abandoned.
He does some other good stuff too. But one of the big ones that he does share in my group is graffiti. And,
yes.
So people share graffiti in there. I know everyone's got their own opinion about graffiti, which is fine. You can share it. But yeah, I've had no problem in this group because it's a private group, so you have to request to join to be accepted, just so there's no drama and stuff. But it's been a really good group. It's been drama free. I think we've had because I've had it for about 3 years now, the group, and I think we've only had like 2 instances. Nothing crazy. Admins dealt with it. We dealt with the problem. But it's been a really good group. If like I said, if you like, even if you do not a train buff, you like photography, because I have some people that are not big into trains, but they love photography and are in the group. You're more than welcome to join. And if you want to hear about steam engine trains coming up, if you like steam or you like the holiday trains or stuff like that.
Yeah, you post about all that stuff.
People will post information about that. So if you wanna information, and you don't even have to post. Not everybody posts in the group. If you do, hey, more the merrier, because people do post in there. And I've noticed here lately, more and more people are starting to actually post in there.
Good. That's what you want is involvement anyway.
Right. But you don't necessarily, if you join it, I'm not, it's not like we're going to make you post. No, you can use it for information. I ain't got a problem with that. Or if you want to like or share, that's totally fine. But yeah, I like the group. It's better than some of these other groups. Don't get me wrong, there's some other good groups too, but there are some groups that are really bad, and nothing's done. And I made this group to try to, so people can enjoy it. Because who wants to, people want to enjoy their hobby, not have drama and deal with high school stuff.
Right.
So that's why I create this group, to have a drama-free and just have fun. Enjoy life, enjoy the hobby. So those that want to join, like I said, again, it's Peter, Heads Up, Midwest 2.0 photography group. Or if you want to follow me on my YouTube channel, it is Train King 2.0. It's on YouTube. I do have Instagram, but I really don't use it, so I probably won't really mention that. I really don't use it much.
Peter9676. Don't even be on that, man. I'm on Instagram.
But yeah, you can if you want, follow me on there. I haven't posted photos much on there. But again, because it costs a little money, I will be at some point. I'm hoping next year for taxes. I want to start, because a lot of photographers use it. I want to start, which some people may already be on there. It's called Flickr.
Yeah, I see that. I've never been on it myself much.
But I think your first few photos are free, but after so many photos that you're putting on there, it's not free anymore. And it doesn't cost that much. Some of my friend photographers use it. Eventually I'll be on there, and I don't think that I'm not sure when the next time we'll do one. I doubt it'll be the next time, but maybe the time after. The next couple podcasts, I'll definitely have one. And I'll have a Flickr account. And the other thing I'd like to add is I think starting next year, if anybody's interested, I'm going to start selling calendars. So if people that still like to use calendars, because I know people still use calendars.
I need one for my house right now here.
And stuff. I'm actually going to use my photos, and I'm going to make them, because you can go to like stores and stuff, and they can upload them, and you can put them on calendars. I might start selling some calendars. So if people want some calendars at the end of the year, let me know. And I don't have to do just trains. I can do, if you can pick what photos that I've captured. If you want calendars made, I can do that. And also those of you that are into Halloween and want some Halloween photos done, I actually have a couple gigs coming up that I'm going to be taking some Halloween photos of people.
Really?
So if anybody wants some photos done, I'd be more than happy to. I wouldn't charge anything crazy. Basically, you can message me and we can talk about a good payment. I'm not greedy or anything like that. If somebody wants to, we can go. What's a good payment for them? Like what they can, whatever they can get, whatever they think's reasonable. I'm not. I enjoy it, so it's more. But Also,
the dude needs gas money, okay, guys? So at least throw him something. Jeez,
look,
and he needs a
the
bolt.
other thing I'm going to be doing is, I think I mentioned and didn't see me share. I'm going to be taking some photos of some of my friends that are in bands.
Oh, sick.
I'm going to be doing that. Actually going to be taking some photos, going to be going to Milwaukee at some point and taking some photos of my friend who's a singer out of Milwaukee. But yeah, you can look her up for a music channel. It's like Brooklyn Marie.
Is this the one you were supposed to plug me with and never did?
You said what?
You were supposed to plug me with a country singer chick, right?
That she's not really country. Well, she does a little bit of everything.
Okay.
She does like classic rock. She's a big Fleetwood Mac. She does like cover songs, but she also writes her own songs.
Okay.
And her songs are like a I want to say like a rock, some are rock and then some are like R&B. Okay. But I have some other people that I wanted to introduce you because I have a friend that does like her pop. I've shared her stuff. I've actually photographed her a little bit already. When she played in she actually played in a local bar outside Freeport last year.
Dude, plug me, dude.
They call her her name's Sophie Ann, but her like her musical artist name is Sophie Coyote.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yes. So
you're supposed to plug me with her.
She'll sing cover songs, but she writes her own song. She's got two good songs that I really like. She's got multiple other ones. But if you guys are into music and you just appreciate some good music and you want to try somebody new, look her up and look up Venom, song called Venom. Really good. I think it's one of her best songs. And it's probably I'd say it's probably her most popular song. But the other song that I really like, and I don't know if it's as popular, but it's, not every song that's good has to be popular, But another good song that I like by her is called Lighthouse. And she's actually playing, what do you call it? Was that a clarinet? I think she's used, not clarinet. Is that called a clarinet? I think it's called that not her clarinet, harmonica. She's using a harmonica and playing two instruments at the same time. I don't know why I said clarinet. You can see I'm not the musician artist. Definitely not I like music, don't get me wrong, but definitely not something I'm that educated on. But very cool stuff. And then I have this other friend. They actually kind of split ways, but it was called Eli Traum and the Rail Runners. That's another band of mine. The drummer, my friend of mine that's a drummer, my friend's a singer, and then the one's a drummer. They kind of, he stepped away for a while and was doing his own thing. But there's a new drummer there now, but my friend Eli is still, and they're still the same band, just a different drummer. They're also touring around too. I went and saw them in Clinton actually, because in Clinton every year they do like a music days where people are out there, like just random people come out there and like play their music, in the streets. Yeah. And they do this once a year, and I went out there and supported them, and then I met, which actually I ended up becoming good friends, and actually, she's a dancer. She's a dancer, and she also goes to what do they call it, like theaters and dances, and stuff like that. But she was actually in the street dancing where I met her. She was dancing beside them when they were playing music, and her name is Nicole. And anyways, I photographed her dancing actually, and she does that. And actually, she's actually one of the people I'm actually going to do Halloween photos actually for this October. We're going to do it somewhere in Iowa. She's going to give me the details, but yeah, she's one of the 3 or 4 people I'm actually going to be photographing. But yeah, I've in this photography hobby and just going to not just trains, but going like photographing bands and stuff like that. I've met some really cool, interesting people, and actually some of them end up becoming good friends. Some people maybe not friends, but just we kind of like share each other. From a far distance, talk to each other, like just share each other, comment on each other's stuff. Maybe not hang out or anything, but a few people I've ended up making good friends. There's some really cool people really out there. That's another thing I like about traveling, is you can meet some really cool, interesting people from all over, So I know I like to talk a lot, so.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
Anyways, is there any other questions you had for me?
No, that's it, Peter. I appreciate it. We're over an hour, and it's 2:02 in the morning, and I know my daughter could wake up any moment, and I don't know what we're gonna got going on tomorrow. But I appreciate that we've been trying to put something together, and either one of us is always busy or something. So I'm glad we got to do this because I really do enjoy talking about it, and I got to put some stuff together with Peter coming up. I got lots of things we talked about. So, and if you listen to this before the weekend, there's a lot coming up. Like there's the Cars Behind Bars in Joliet. If you're in Illinois or near Chicago, the old Joliet prison is where Blues Brothers was filmed at. They're gonna have a car show on Sunday. So man, $15 to get in. I'm hoping to go.
That's awesome. I remember you telling me that. And there was something else I was going to mention too that's not really train related, but if you like sports cars, I had to look it online, but I know it's this month in August because it's always in August because it's always different every year. Freeport has a big car show. They have one like at Union Dairy every Saturday, but this one's like huge. It's downtown Freeport. Once a year they have this old classic cars, sports cars, muscle cars, and they have it's like a all-day thing. It's on a Saturday, and it's really cool event. Rochelle has one too this month. I know they have theirs in August too, and they have this big. Anybody that likes old classic cars and sport cars, or like to go photograph them, or just go watch them and listen to them.
Right.
They'll be having their thing this month coming up too. It's actually, I guess it is August already. But yeah, they're that'll be coming up soon too. So. Those of you that are interested in that's something they'll go try and look up and find. But anyways, that's all the information I got. I think for once I have nothing else to say.
Well, and be sure. So I looked up his YouTube channel and I subscribed. And he used to have a gang load of subscribers. I can't remember how many you had. How many did you have before?
Ooh, I don't know how many I had. I had a lot of viewers though. I had a lot. And
yeah.
I had that YouTube channel for like 2 years, and I had a lot of viewers.
Yeah, so he only has 5 subscribers right now, folks. So do me a favor, go to Train King, _2.0, and there's a crown in there if you're looking for the thing when you first search it. But I just saw it's Train King _2.0. So that's what you need to look for, and there's a little crown in this thing. So Train King. Well,
yes, and that's the other thing too, is that's my too why I don't have many subscribers is because I haven't spread it all over. I only spread it in my page in my photography group. I haven't spread it all over until now. Well, being on the podcast is I should have more subscribers. I've just been so busy. I haven't spread the news that I have a new YouTube channel. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Letting them know about my new YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Okay, well, my guy, you get some rest. I'm going to get some rest. Thank you for the podcast. Again, this is Peter Moore, Peter9676. If you look for him on Instagram, Train King _2.0, and with a little crown in there on YouTube. So be sure to follow him. And then also the Peter Heads Up. What is it? Heads Up and what else? Heads Up
it's Peter Heads Up 2.0 photography group.
Is what it is on Facebook. All right, folks. Follow him, Peter Moore. Thanks a lot, my guy.
Yep, always a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to the Catching Up with Carter and Fam Show. Please subscribe on our other social medias. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time on the Catching Up with Carter and Fam Show. Bye.